What is going on, folks at home? NXT just went off the air, and me and the captain, we're going to review it, tell you things. Mandy Rose defended her title. Bron Breakker defended his title. Did we get a title change? Let's talk about it after the big, amazing intro. Hello, lovely people. It's Unpopular View, the NXT edition. I'm the bad guy, joined with the captain, Shay Sawyer. And NXT just went off the air. We had two title defenses here. We had both the men's defending, Bron Breakker defending the NXT Championship, and Mandy Rose defending her championship. And we're going to have some stuff, and there's some stuff in between. So, Cap, how are you?
I'm doing really great. I was trying to think of a really big fancy word, but I couldn't think of one, so great is just gonna have to suffice for now. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Sonic Frontiers is getting on my nerves, so I'm good though. The game has I think I lost a strain of hair, but other than that, good. I see you guys in the chat. I see my Jack Packers. You guys has arrived. I want you guys to know I see you guys. Anytime I see you guys, I give you all the good old this. That's my way of acknowledging you guys.
The good old this.
The good old this. Yeah. I'm saying hi. I'm gonna put a finger in there because it makes it better. Cause yeah. We're trying to be adults here. For the best. We see you in there too, Jeffrey. So let's talk about the opening. We have Bron Breakker. He defends his world heavyweight championship against Wagner. I know that a lot of people were just why there's a lot of moaning and saying why would Wagner the one, and me and Cap, we were talking earlier about it, and I sat there and said you just need other people, and a lot of times I would hear there's other people, and I asked the question who. And
I gave you two before we went into another conversation. So sure. I just want to be out there. I gave him names.
She did. She gave me some names. She gave me I forgot who were the two.
I said Grayson Waller, and then I mean obviously Apollo is already happening. That is what it is. I also said personally, I said Senga. I just think Senga is a formidable opponent. I mean, he's like 6 what? You said you want to go against a big dude. I mean, that's a big dude.
And also, real quick, we're going to break into it, but I'm glad that I'm going to highlight this. We're glad that you had a great birthday on Friday, Jeffrey. Hope that you was full of love and
Let's
everything.
Say happy birthday, actually. I want to say my own special happy birthday to Jeffrey. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jeffrey. Happy birthday to you. Are you one? No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. But
I was going to sit here and say we only got an hour here. We would go to are you one? Are you two? Are we three? I'm just gonna. I would just start making jumping numbers. Are you 14? Are you 28? Are you 58? Stop me. Holler if you hear me. But happy birthday. But I agree with H-Man. He said something in here. H-Man, he's so smart. Ron brought it though. It was good. It was good. It was solid. I thought this was a lot of people cried about it, but I said I think this match is going to be fairly decent. I sat here and thought, and I use this. I love using this saying, and I always use it. It's not going to be a 5-star at the Tokyo Dome. It's not that. Bron needed someone to go through. He went through Bron, and also in this match too was.
Yeah, you watch yourself.
I got something for you later, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, you know, matter of fact, real quick. I'm sorry. You know, Jeffrey's sitting here. He's trying to say some things, and then here you are. You threw this man underneath the bus last week. Matter of fact, what you simply you hit him with the greatest border toss ever. The border toss. If anyone remember, you watched Impact when Hernandez. Remember he had an outsider's edge, but he would just throw you.
No, well, how did I do that though? That's the face. It's not the move. It's the accusation, the false accusations out of that.
See, I wish I had time to put the video up, but I didn't.
Have time.
And yeah, no, but I do. I remember that, and he couldn't believe that you threw him underneath the bus. You gotta keep your eyes.
Coincidence that you don't have the time to have this evidence.
I was talking about Vaughn, and you ruined everything. But Vaughn held his own in this match. I thought he looked great. And maybe great is a strong word, but I thought he didn't embarrass himself. He was somehow what's telling Sawyer was that a lot of times when matches are so bad, if you look on YouTube, there'll be a top 10 match. This should not have top 10 matches that shouldn't have been a thing. And this is not one of them. I thought he looked pretty damn decent. Once again, I believe the visuals was for Bron to be lifting him and throwing him around. You said Singer, but Singer is doing stuff now. Sexy Singer, by the way, hashtag sexy Singer. He's busy with Veer. And who else you said? Grayson Waller. Yeah, they could have did that match. And you know what? And you know, not for nothing. I decided.
Breakker is so mean.
Ooh.
Why are you dragging me first and foremost? Indi has way more personality than Vaughn, though. Let's be real here.
But what did you think about this match? Put your 2 cents in.
I was pleasantly surprised. I really thought this was going to be a stinker. I'm sorry. I'm being honest, but like, I'm only going off of what not Bron. I'm only going off of what Vaughn has provided me. So if I go off of what he has provided me, why am I to think that somehow he's just gonna wild out? You know, he did a good job. I think this was a decent match. I wouldn't say it was like the greatest match ever, like, or the greatest match for NXT title ever. Like, it's not like high up there, but it was decent. And that Death Valley driver was very, very cool. And, you know, he looked way more fluid in the ring. So, you know, shout out to you, Vaughn. But the right man won, which was Bron, period.
Yeah, I didn't think Bron should have lost this match at all. I mean, I knew Bron was going to win, but he needed someone else. JD, I mean, how many times he's going to beat, how many times he's going to actually dominate JD Mcdonagh? You know, like there's that.
Third time's a charm.
What, for him to get dominated? Absolutely. Then we have Zoe Starks. She comes out. And honestly, I'm not going to lie. We were talking, and I said, you know, I was trying to take notes for it, but we were talking. And I felt whatever we were talking about was more interesting what was going on here. Zoe did try. She did try. But I feel like they gave her... I felt like this was a prank. Why was she out there for 5, 6, 7? How long was it? Like 5, 6, 7 minutes? It should have been 2 minutes tops, 2, 3 minutes tops. Yeah. Just say, hey, look, I carried this. Because at first it started off pretty decent. She goes, oh, now my back don't hurt anymore for carrying Nikki Lyons. I'm sorry, I mixed it. You know why? Because I saw Nikki Bella, so I'm mixing up all these names.
But she didn't say like she was carrying Nikita. I was like, shouldn't you guys have like won something first to be actually carrying her?
I think what she was trying to sit here and say, she's obviously the better and more skilled wrestler between the two, and she probably meant by that. Because right, they did not win anything, but she's probably sitting there saying, "You're the rookie, I'm the more established one, and I carried you. You didn't listen." And she said some Zoe Stark stuff, and just started going further on, and it just went too long. And after a while, I lost it. And I mean, you summed it up very well. They showed that backstage promo like they usually do. She was trying, though. She was trying, but that's the thing. It's like I felt like they what they did here was they put her in the water, right? And then, and this is coming from a non-swimmer, so I like to stand in the places where I know I can stand. And then she started going further into the water, and then she started to drown, and no one threw a freaking not a lifeguard. What is those things? A floating device.
A life raft.
Yeah, life. Yeah, I felt like what they did was, as she was sinking, you know what they did? They tied an anchor on her ankle, and she sunk, and no one did anything. It was bad. I don't want to say it was bad, but it just shouldn't have been 7 minutes. It should have been 2-3 minutes. She came out with her leather jacket, so that's already showing that she's a heel. But I give you the floor about the Zoe Stark promo.
Yeah, it just didn't really hit for me. I feel like it was just her trying to fill up a lot of time. Maybe, like you said, something a little bit shorter, short and sweet always does it, especially when, someone isn't like the best on the mic specifically. So I think she should have definitely had something a little bit shorter. And then it felt like halfway through the whole thing, it's like she lost the plot. It started just being like, I'm not posting pictures online, and I'm like, okay. It just felt like it was kind of all over the place. And hopefully next week, after she kind of looks at it, reviews what was said and what could be left off, she comes back and she kind of reiterates in a better way, which I'm sure she will. Yeah, I just wasn't that into it. I don't know. I liked her jacket though.
The leather jacket was badass. I gotta say, and say she has great taste in it. I was throwing out, you've turned heel when you wear a leather jacket. One of my favorite. I told you the story earlier, but one of my favorite thing episodes in cartoon history was Hey Arnold. Grandpa Phil had to go back to elementary school because he, in the 1930s, he had to leave school to go to work because in the 1930s, you have to work and not do school. Anyway, he's doing very good. He passed the 4th grade. He passed the 5th grade. Now he's in the 6th grade. These 6th graders are mean. I know it because I was in 6th grade and people were mean. And one kid shook his chair and it shook Grandpa Phil. So you know what Grandpa Phil did? He went home the next day with the test when he had homework and it was too hard. And I know this because I relate because I took a nap when stuff got too hard. Still do. He went into the closet and he got a leather jacket. And he went back to that school and he scared this kid and he said, "What are you looking at?" So I wanted to tell this story to display that when someone wears a leather jacket, watch out because that means they're bad. Unless it's lying. You tried that so hard. That was the this is the part where you blame Jeffrey. Here we go.
I didn't even press that. Hi George, how are you? I didn't say hello, so I'm saying it now.
Hi, Georgie.
Yes, the first match was better than I expected. I was flabbergasted. It's true.
I just think everyone just counted him out. And the thing is, Vaughn don't get the... Maybe he does get reps. I don't know because you go by what you see on TV, right? So I'm going off by what I see on TV. So I don't know. I just said I think he's going to carry himself very well, and you just got to switch it up. You just have to switch it up. But could anybody? So Bron is going through all these people, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about all this other. But Bron's going through all these people. I look at it like comics. You got there's that one villain that you like, but you don't want to see him all the time. I'm talking about you, Joker. Tired of you being in all these damn Batman movies. Just take a break. Got to switch it up. I really get annoyed with that. I wanted to throw that out there real quick because I feel like the lovely people in the chat want to see me yell, and I want to do that. So next thing we have Sexy Singer. Let's get that hashtag going. Sexy Singer.
We have Indus Sher.
Yeah. Sexy Singer. What beer?
It's Indus Sher versus local talent because they did not give names. I looked. Unless they did give the names and I'm just blind. It could be that as well. But I looked.
Not like me. I just want to throw it out here real quick just to show who's the real professional here. Hashtag Jack the Professional. I looked on one of the wrestlers' ass. I said, "There's a name right there." I didn't get it.
Looked at his ass.
I did. I did. It made me feel proud about my ass. Yes.
As you should.
Thank you. Jiggling Jack.
Just a destruction match. It was not meant to be a back and forth. This was just two guys getting beat down. Not one of them looked. Please.
Nah, real talk. He's not lying. One of them dead did. I mean, interrupt you, but yeah.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. It's killing me. So this is basically just a jobbing match. Like, they got jobbed hard. I mean, it was
an enhancement match. Yeah.
It was brutal. Yeah, so I mean, shout out to them. And then we have the Creed brothers after. They obviously, there's going to be a program between these two tag teams. And, you know, Julius, Captain America is all, they can't touch us, period. Like, he's just so funny to me. Like, the way he talks cracks me the hell up. And then Ivy was trying to, like, talk to them, and they're like, we're not trying to hear that. And she was like, I'm not going to argue with you, but you're dumb. She didn't say that, but that's how it translated to me.
Yeah, no, she was just like, all right. Because she got to go with her students. She got to go with Tatum. So she's like, well, if y'all want to do that. But I got to sit here and say, because the Creed brothers, they really had a valid point. Like, yo, we got, yes, get that hashtag going. Sexy singer. He had a valid point. Like, we were left because Sexy Singer and Veer, they were talking. They were saying, y'all don't respect us. I was like, oh my God, what did they do to you guys? Did they cut in the line? Was y'all at catering and like he took the last meatloaf? Like, what did they do? Like, I just want to know the backstory. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
After being a hater. I see.
No. Listen, he is tremendous. That's what. See the Jap Pack me. Listen to me, Jeffrey. I know you can hear my beautiful voice. Listen to me with your Braves hat, because I see that picture everywhere. Twitter.
Mute the computer, Jeffrey. Mute it.
No, he can still hear me. Sawyer. Join the Jap Pack community. You saw what the Sawyer Circle or the Sawyer Squad. Or the whatever
loves you,
or whatever name they're gonna have this week, what they're about.
Anyway,
and the Jap Pack community is here.
We have what were you gonna say? Say it.
No, I said my piece.
All right. Now we have JD McDonagh versus Apollo Crews. Mr. Let me just say, I should be challenging. Without, like, he should have took a page out of Vaughn's book. Closed mouths do not get fed, Apollo. Seriously. But this, for me, was match of the night. I really enjoyed this match. I knew, like, honestly, on paper, you see these two names, you clearly are going to assume that you're going to see a pretty good match. Am I right? And, I mean, I feel like that's what we got. I really enjoyed it. I feel like every week, JD just, like, he makes me more and more of a believer. And I've been a believer for him since the very minute I saw him. But it's just seeing his work in that ring and his character work. Just not even just like in ring, but his character work is so... It's like he's undeniable, man. He really is. And it would be a shame if he doesn't touch that NXT title. It really would.
I remember we were talking about it and stuff, and I thought this match was really good as well. Yeah, and with Apollo, because Apollo put in his working boots. I know everyone looked at JD, and JD is very, very talented, and I've given you credit for making me, let me pay attention to this guy, because it was the character work, it was the in-ring work. He's very fluid. And I was glad Apollo won, though. I'm glad. Apollo should go next for Bron, and yeah, Bron is going to run through him, of course. To me, the story is, and I'm going to stick with it because it's just my personal belief, is that they're going to get him. I don't even know at this point if it's going to be at Deadline, but you're going to get that. You're going to get that. I lost my train of thought. Bron against Mello. I feel like that's the story, and Bron's gonna go through these people. You know, JD can get another opportunity, but JD should not be beating no Bron Breakker. I'm sorry, just to me, the story we need to get that's the story we need to get to is Mello. I will stick with that. I will credit JD for everything, but if JD get another shot, he gets dominated. And Bron, and when he has a great match with Apollo, you know, Apollo is going to not get dominated. He's going to put on, you know, a good match. So I feel like it's really cool on how they're having people lined up for Bron. Like, it's a nice little lineup. You have JD, who probably get another chance. Apollo, you know, Vaughn, he already got mopped. It's really cool that there's just a nice little lineup there. What we got? And Booker T is great. It's like Bailey. Yeah, see, that's the thing right there, George. Right there, he's getting all these title shots, and I'm tired of it. Like, yes, he's good, but he's been getting dominated. Like at some point, he should he touch the NXT Championship? Sure. Is he going to do it when Braun is it? No. Just no. I don't think the audience, and I think the thing is when you get Melo eventually into this thing. Not to say people are going to forget JD. I just think people are going to go like, oh, we got to get that Melo and Braun match. They're like, yeah, the JD and stuff, that was cute, but now we got to get that. But that's just my personal belief, and I'm going to stick to it. But the winner, the winner of the new match? Well, I don't know necessarily. We're going to talk about that because I think that concept is very interesting.
I forgot I was muted. My God. No, I think that's totally fine. Just that you have that thought process. Again, I feel like either way it goes, I mean, I don't think I'll be upset. I mean, I like Carmelo. I've always been vocal about that, and I like JD. So either way it goes, I think the fans win. But I'm on the JD side. I don't know why. I just feel like it's something. But again, either way, I am a happy camper.
Yeah, I guess you could put him in the match. We still haven't got the payoff of Braun kicking. Oh, I forgot about that last year. Right, he dead kicked him out. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can eventually do that, but let's be real. Does anyone see Grayson? No. But at the same time, he don't have to win. I mean, it's I say that, and I'm like, but would it be a good match? Would I be entertained? The promos involved, yeah.
Grayson doesn't even need a title, if we're being honest. Like, he's established himself so well, just like from a character standpoint. He doesn't even need to hold a title to leave a mark, personally, because I feel like he's left such a mark already, and he hasn't won any time. He barely wins matches. He's just a really, really good character. That's why I say he reminds me so much of The Miz. Like, and I feel like that's a high compliment.
No, it is. It is. I was going to sit here and say two things real quick. You said he don't have a title. He do. He's NXT's asshole, and he knows it. He knows it, and he eats it up. Wow, beat me to it. Although I think mine was funnier, so I beat you. Hashtag mine was funny.
That's really a really important thing that he said, because it's true. They don't give you a show if they don't really trust that you could hold an audience.
Yeah.
When you get a show, that's like them saying, we trust you. We trust that you can. This is you. Because when you have a show, that's you. You're the one that's controlling it. You're the one that's controlling how it moves forward and the pace, all that. So that's just like extreme trust. So, yeah.
No, and I agree to that. I mean, he does a great job. I mean, the stuff on, and I've said this plenty of times, so I know I'm repeating myself. The Instagram live stuff is tremendous. It really is. He gets it. And I just wanted to say real quick about this match, because the match was really good. JD sold the hell out of that, like, spine buster, which I've called a black person spine buster, because Bobby Lashley do it, Apollo Crews do it, and you know what? I might just start freaking doing it. I mean, the way he sold it, the air, the way he was wiggling his legs, I just really wanted to point that out. He lost to the black spine buster. Good stuff. I see the next segment is Javier, but it was really nothing. He was just talking about how you want to fight all these people that JD has injured, and then
he's the next one that's like next up in that role for Grayson. When Grayson gets called up, I feel like Javier Barnell could be in that same role as Grayson.
There you go.
What do you think?
I don't know much about Javier. Like, I see stuff with him, but I haven't really like, yeah, it's Javier. It's like, I know how to say your name, dude. But I mean, I just need to see more of him, because he does stuff on main event. God, level up. Because that's their main event, so that's why I mixed that. Yeah, do that. Yeah, do that. And she probably would whoop his ass.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, she definitely. I believe it. But we have Shucky, Quack, Booker T. Why am I missing this? Oh, okay. Booker T. And he brings out Melo, because there's a contract signing between Melo and Wesley. Melo's fly. I gotta give it to my man. My man's is fly. I never understood. I was telling Shay this. I never understood the whole wear shoes without socks. I think it's weird. But that's a thing. People do that. Unless those were like invisible ankle socks. But I don't know. I didn't dig too deep in that. But he looked fly. Wesley showed up. he had some gear. You know, Wesley's just a happy guy. You know, he's happy. He's that North American champion. Why don't you why don't you talk about this? Why don't you take it from there, Shay?
I mean, they both kind of gave it. I've always loved the banter between Wesley and Carmelo, to be honest. And Trick, too, is always a little bit of sauce added on to that. I like how Carmelo brought up Booker's tweet about his favorite five, his top five. Trying to kind of get in the head of Wesley to kind of make it seem like, yeah, see, look, you're not even this guy's favorite. And I think Wesley held it so well. Like, I feel like he's also very underrated on the mic as well. Like, I feel like people don't talk about how good Wesley is. He carries himself so well on the mic, and just like his banter with Carmelo was so great. The one thing Carmelo said that we both like lost it at was like, your absolute limit is where I pull up and start. I'm like, where does he come up with these lines? Like, that is so, like, he had me losing my mind. Honestly, I love them together, and I know that the match that they're going to have next week is going to be outrageously good because they just don't know how to do anything other than be exceptional. That's just what they do. How did you feel about this, though?
I enjoyed it. I agree with you. They have great banter. I'm pretty sure they're like really good friends backstage because I'm pretty sure they just have a, like a good banter and they know how to put it on air. I thought this was great. I loved Trick in the back. Trick was tremendous. Melo was saying some fly stuff, and Wesley. I wouldn't say you said underrated. I wouldn't think so much underrated, but I know when he's fired up, he can deliver a really good babyface promo because I got worked up when he started sitting there saying, this ain't my 15 minutes. Because, Melo was saying stuff like, this is your 15 minute of fame. Is not even fame. It wasn't like your sad stories about to end, which is some really like harsh stuff to be telling this guy. This guy went through a lot this year. And, he said some stuff, Trick in the back saying, yeah. Or what did he say? Book said something like he said, three times. And the way Booker T was such a dad in this segment. Like, this man have kids. Like the way, and when they were talking about which is such a wrestling, like just something that just happens in wrestling. Like they have a contract signed. So what happened in the NFL, MLB, maybe the NBA, because maybe NBA, maybe NFL, not NFL, was it NHL? But they were like, I'm going to put you through his table. And Booker T got up like the dad he is. Booker T said some dad stuff. He said, whoa, 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 which is a terrible Booker T impersonation. Don't block me, Book. He said, no one's going through this table. There's just this random comment there. It's just hilarious. Yeah, Booker T did do good. I mean, he was holding it down. I mean, he's the vet. Let the young bloods go. But he had good control over it. He got a good control. This segment was good. It was really, really good. It was really good. It was some really good stuff. What's the next segment we got?
Elvis, you're lying. You're lying.
That's hilarious.
You're lying.
That's what I was laughing at, honestly, when I saw that. Like, when I saw that, I was like, really?
See how he only says hi to you? Rude.
He is rude. He's part of the Jetpack community. That's what happens. I'm telling you, it is growing. I don't see this community of yours growing. You got his, what is it, George and his sweater. That's it. And the sweater can't fight.
No, I have George. I have half of Jeffrey. He told me this. I have Charmaine.
Charmaine is like Black Widow, please. She don't know what side she want to be on. And she was in the off. She don't know what side she want to be on. Because one moment, listen, what?
I'm going to tell you said this.
You can't tell her that? And what? She's going to sit here and come up and give me one of them fake hugs.
Jump you.
Huh?
We're going to jump you.
I've seen you jump. Please.
Now this is me when I'm lying.
What, that small? Look at that. Half. I love that.
Jeffrey, do I not have half? You said I have half.
So Jeffrey, you got to pick a side, my friend, because I'm
not even making you pick sides. Think about that. I would never give you an ultimatum. I just said I want my piece too. I would never give you an ultimatum. So you think about that as well.
And think about this when she threw you underneath that bus and drove the damn bus too. Drove the damn bus.
Look at this.
Yeah, see?
I just convinced you. I'm just such a nice.
See, look at that. And look at this. Look at.
Gave you an ultimatum, and I have to prove something. This is crazy.
Yeah, because you threw him underneath the bus. There was some gross stuff. Hashtag the gross age. All right. You sat there. I gotta say and throw it real quick. You wrote the disrespect act, and that's what you did last week. Jeffrey, we have a shirt for you. H-Man, open the door. Jeffrey, you are welcome to the Jackpack community.
Thank you, George. See, George understands. I can't.
George wears sweaters and cry at night. Like, I'm not taking that seriously. What's the next segment, Sawyer?
The next segment is Schism versus Brooks and Jensens. I mean, I think we all knew that Brooks and Jensens were gonna lose because they're still building the Schism.
Rebuild, I got that. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, definitely a rebuild. So they definitely can't take losses right now until we figure out where this all leads to. Because I still don't know what the end goal is, to be honest. At first, we had been talking, we were saying how we thought maybe this might be the first time we see Ava get a little physical with another, female athlete. That was not the case. I guess they're not ready for that. They want to make sure for the very right moment, which I get because, this is a special talent here. Like, it's not just anybody. You have to carry her well because it could affect things. So you have to be smart in how you handle her. So I get that. And then Kiana James comes out and she wanted her fighting. I don't understand why she's angry with this girl because she don't want to sell her bar. Like, girl, find another bar. This is crazy. Like, this is like you're very angry about this bar. I don't understand it. But Kiana, it didn't work out in her favor. She ended up on her back. So that was that. And Schism ended up winning as we knew that they would. But there was a scary spot with James Drake. I'm sorry, Jagger. Jagger. He like did a what is it? Suicida tope. What do they call it now?
Nailed it.
Thank you. So he did that through the second rope and he almost hit his throat on the announcer's table. That could have been a decapitation moment or something like a neck injury. That was very frightening to see. I'm glad that it worked out, but that was very frightening. What was your thoughts on the match?
It was a solid match. It was good stuff. The stuff that they're doing with the Schism, they're definitely rebuilding them. They got to get some wins. You got to keep them looking strong. I was telling you when we were watching it, Jensen and Josh, as I make sure I remember their names. That's why I'm looking like that way. They're regulars in NXT. So, I mean, this loss ain't going to hurt them. It's a loss and, a few good wins that can be cooked back up. I thought Ava was going to do something. And I remember when we were talking, I said, yo, what's the girl's name? Harlan. I forget, the one who's always with Brooks and Jensens, the one who won't sell her bar, being selfish lady.
Fallon Henley.
Yeah, selfish. I said, yo, Kiana James is like, they're still feuding because I forgot a little bit about that. And I was like, oh, there's that. So when she came out, I was like, right, cool. They're going to continue this thing. They fight. There's a little scuffle. There was a name I had for Jensen. Yes. Yeah. Thank you, H-Man. See, H-Man always, thank you. H-Man, he's the smart one. That's why he's the CEO of the Jackpack community. See, thank you. Wow, can't pick a side.
What a great human. Thank you, Crazy
Joe. H-Man, open the door for Crazy Joe. Crazy Joe, you are out of the Jackpack community.
This is an out of control leader. This is giving very much Jack Lon Musk right here. This is Jack Lon Musk over here.
You know what I used to call Elon Musk? I don't know why. I made him in the game. I was calling him Elon Musk, like Elon Musk, the Muskinator. And he's like a hill. He just musk it up. He's my top hill right now in WWE 2K. Him and a certain ex-president. But let's move on. We have Shawn Michaels, who can I sit here? I love when he does that. Every time I sit there, I love, I love it. Let me tell you, H-Man is just phenomenal. The door is over. Do not make me unleash War Man. War Man will get. How dare you? Now he gotta get jumped. Now, Joseph, stop that. Don't do that. Don't
I'm with you, Crazy Joe. Don't worry. You're not getting jumped on my watch.
You're not even wearing a watch.
Because I always know what time it is.
No, you don't, because you keep trying to start with me. Don't you be thinking you have the one-liners? Don't you do that? Don't you think that? No. No, you don't. But Shawn Michaels. So Shawn Michaels, he lies to the people. He said he was going to come out and give an announcement. He never did come out. I was looking forward to Shawn Michaels coming out here and Sexy Boy, because it's a listen, all these years later, it's such a great song. It's still such a song, although I find it very humorous at this age that he is coming out to this theme. I'll leave it alone. Shawn Michaels the GOAT.
Because self-confidence never dies. You think he's supposed to not think he's cute and know he's sexy at this age? He still thinks he's cute and he still knows he's sexy. So, okay.
You know what some people would call that? See now. This man, he thinks that at his age, he's breaking girls. Let me ask you something, Sawyer. You're a Shawn Michaels fan. Is he breaking your heart at this age?
First of all,
yes, he is, because he's coming out here with that hair.
Excuse me. Don't speak for me. That's my Faja right there. So we respect and love him no matter what.
That's your who?
My Faja. So we're not thinking no heartbreaking, all right? It's not like that. That's just my favorite wrestler. He is the GOAT, the best. Looking at you. This is a direct attack on you.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening to you because there's a lot of nonsense coming. You say a lot of tiny stuff and you try to make a big deal about stuff.
People in your community. Huh? This is your people in your community. I just want you to see it.
He's great. So I like Elvis. I mean, sure, he's a small man, but small people deserve love too. So shout out to him. As my camera keep going in and out. What's going on there, camera? Don't do that. Joe, he's really in the chat tonight. What's going on, Crazy Joe? I'm sorry we had to fire you. What is going on with my camera?
Exactly. Thank you, George. Like, get this guy together. What's going on with this guy?
Nothing wrong with me. What are you talking about? But we were talking about he never came out because he lied. But he did say that there was going to be, and this was something that you was mentioning. You said like, oh, maybe we're going to have like the next, like a replacement for War Games. Mm-hmm. So that's credit on you. You was mentioning that. And then they come up with this different match type, which to me, I get the combination of, I was glad someone, because I couldn't think of the match, but I remember it was in TNA, King of the Mountain, because when someone got pinned, they were like in this little chamber or something like that. But I thought about also to the championship scramble match that they used to do in like the late 2000s. It was like 2008. I don't know how many of those they had. I feel like they didn't have very many, but I remember that one where, matter of fact, Chris Jericho won. Because CM Punk was supposed to be in it. They took him out. Chris Jericho replaced CM Punk, and then he won the World Heavyweight title. Yes, the Iron Survival Challenge. It's a hell of a name. And the rules are, I guess it's 25 minutes in the match. It's practically an Iron Man match. Two people start in, and I forget, like, I didn't get a chance to write down how many minutes after. If it's like a minute after someone comes in. I think it's a minute after. I forget when.
I think it's a minute or 2 minutes. It's definitely one of those.
It's probably a minute because you got 25 minutes, so it's probably like a minute in each. And if you get pinned, you're like you're in this 90. You're isolated from the other wrestlers for 90 seconds, and it's interesting because something I was saying too is like it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be in it, who are going to be the challengers and competitors in there. We got some time before that. But it's interesting nonetheless. So I dig I dig the concept because it's creative, something different. It's kind of ambitious too. You know, to have a survivor, Iron Man match. I'm sorry, Survivor is in here. What do you want from me? The Survivor Series is next week. It's hard.
Who do you see being in the match? Or like, give me like 2 names you think might be in it.
Oh God. Who could I see in that match? I don't see Melo beating Wesley, so Melo is potentially one. Who else? Braun, I don't see, obviously, because it's whoever wins to get a championship.
He's gonna be in that for sure.
JD, you know,
maybe even no.
Yeah, I like that because
I think he's gonna be in the next to get a match with Braun.
He might be in the main event for
Deadline.
Yeah, so it's kind of, I want to see how that is, but JD is a great choice because JD's getting another shot. He's getting another shot. Like, I know we're all tired of him except Shay, but he's probably going to get another shot. You know who would be interesting? Nathan Fraser. I think that would be interesting.
That would be good, but isn't he still like kayfabe injured?
Oh, right. Yeah. Right.
I don't know.
Right. Now, but he could be healed by then. I mean, we still got time. I mean, what happened? Did he get hit by a truck? Dragunov. That's interesting. Maybe even Taylor Bate. You know, I was mentioning him earlier.
That would be great. That would be a really, really good one. Or they could have someone from Gallus. Maybe they will be unsuspended by then. Because I think they're all really good in solos. Specifically, I specifically look to Joe Coffey specifically, but I think they all are extremely talented.
Is he the one? Real quick, is he the one who does more of the solo? Because I know there's 3 of them, and like two of them are like a tag team, and the other is obviously the single. Is he one of the? He's the single guy. Like he does more single matches.
Yeah, he does that, and I think he does a lot more of the talking too. To be honest,
who do you think about women? Because I got 2.
Okay, so women, Cora, Roxanne, easy.
Yep.
Who are your 2?
Oh no, I mean, once you said that, I couldn't say nothing because I was just like, okay.
I think Nikita might be in there as well, maybe if she's not busy with Zoe. I mean, Zoe could be in there too, but she's gonna lose, and she's gonna be even more upset.
Yeah, because Nikita's gonna get in the way. That's what happened. Nikita, you know, like I just want to sit here and say, like, I was trying to be really professional, the professional Jack right here. But you know, Nikita was really in the way. One of the schisms, Joe Gacy. Could be, but nah, I don't think so. Nah, I don't. I agree. The build up has been so boring as hell. Also, all the new returning wrestlers are not even interesting till now. I'm sorry, I must have missed a thing from earlier. Indi Hartwell, yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. She definitely
maybe, because I mean, it seemed like she wrestles every now and then. But God, what's her name? Man, I'm blanking. Ivy Nows.
I mean, yeah, definitely. I could see her being there as well. Elektra Lopez.
Ooh, that's right. Yeah, and they're trying to build her, get some steam back on her. So yeah. So I guess we'll have to see in the next few weeks, and then we can obviously paint a better picture. But these are just guess. So they had that, and you know, real quick, we're gonna get to the last 2 matches. We were talking, and we were getting. I remember you was being really concerned because we had Indi Hartwell against Tatum Paxley, and we were looking at the time. You're like, "Yo, like, what is this last woman standing match is gonna look like?" Because the last woman standing match, you want that to give some air. You need that match to have some time,
right?
And I thought they had some, but I feel like this match definitely took away from that. And that's no disrespect to these women. I think the Iron Woman. I'm mixing matches together here, folks. But the last woman standing match needed time, and this I feel took away. I think they just wanted to get Indi Hartwell on there, give her a win. They've been really booking her strong. She's been getting a lot of wins. You know, she wants to stand on her own. Indi Hartwell. Stand on her own, Hartwell. It's a tongue twister there.
Again.
And you know, she beat Tatum. You mentioned some stuff earlier before we went on the air. You was like, oh, she's like a tweener because it's like, yeah, I stand on my own and I'm a bad bitch. But then she does stuff where she took the mask off of Tatum, which you asked a really good question, like, yo, is your nose still hurt? And yeah, I remember saying like, oh, maybe she's Maybe she still have PTSD and just don't want that nose to break again. And then also maybe it's just part of her gimmick. But the mask falls off, and she could have used it to hit her, but she just threw it to Ivy and got the win by hitting her with an elbow. Why is it?
So I think the reason that Indi, to solidify, because I think she's on a turn. Like, I definitely think she's turning. I think she's going down the road of being a heel. And if you really look at it, I think the most beloved person, like babyface woman right now in NXT, is Roxanne or Wendy. It could be Wendy or Roxanne, but she's already went down. I feel like she already went down the Wendy road. So if you're gonna solidify a turn to being a heel, who better than to attack the most beloved other female wrestler? Because I feel like Indi was in that spot for a long time, and then she kind of lost direction. So now Roxanne is the most beloved. So who's better to really, really say, yeah, I've turned, than to attack Roxanne?
Well said. I don't know if I have any follow up. I mean, I just think it, but I just simply just think just to give us something different. I mean, her and Cora, I think they just want to separate them for a bit. They're gonna have a third encounter, but this is like that. What is it, like sub story in a way? Like there's still that other story, that main story, but let's have a sub because they're both doing something different. Like Cora, she's gonna have a match with Wendy Chu. Roxanne, yeah, she's a sweetheart. Like I don't even understand how anybody, like, you ask this question a lot when it comes to certain wrestlers, like how people boo. I booed Rey Mysterio in the 90s. I'm sorry. He went against Hoovy. He was a heel in my eyes, and he cheated a lot too. He did cheat. I mean, what funny story? I remember, 1999, Rey Mysterio got unmasked. What people don't remember, look at that match. He had a knee brace, right? He had a spinning wheel kick on Kevin Nash. And you know what leg did he use? Someone asked me. If someone raised their hand, don't have to because I'm going to say the answer. He used the leg with the wheel, with the knee brace, knocking out Big Sexy. But because the NWO was just too strong and powerful, they came through, beat Rey Mysterio. So when everyone was like, "Oh, I can't believe Rey Mysterio got unmasked," I call it justice, and I call it justice on a sunny day with ice cream, listening to some good music. Not like today's music because it makes me physically mad. Let's get to that main event, right? Boo Rey Mysterio.
Hi, JD. How are you?
JD, the artist. Why don't you talk about this main event? Because this honestly made me mad.
Okay, so I was pissed because they already didn't have time. But let me point out and say these women, for the time that they had, they definitely did what they needed to do. I was like, they had like literally like I'd say maybe like 7-8 minutes, like, and they did the best that they absolutely could. And they had some spots in the match where I was like, there was one time Mandy like completely threw Alba all the way over the top rope, and she fell completely down on her back. I was scared to death. I hate those type of drops because anything could happen. I mean, we saw it with R-Truth. Anything could happen. So I was like, huh. But she was fine, thankfully. Then she had another spot where she tried to throw her onto the steel steps. Like, it was getting very physical. And the refs, meanwhile, moving the ladder. He's like, no, not this dangerous. Not this dangerous. But, shout out to those women for doing what they can. And I feel like Mandy, and I was saying this, she's channeling Nikki Bella very hard. I feel like she has mirrored Nikki Bella from her historic reign as a Divas champion, with having Toxic Attraction, and then Nikki having, Team Bella, the Bellas, and then, just like the red hat. I'm like, Mandy, we get it. You are trying to say that you're going to have here he goes. You're trying to say that you're going to have a long reign. You know what? I respect the confidence, but I definitely saw the similarities there 100%. Clearly another member of Team Bella here.
When I saw the hat, I said, "Oh shit!" I didn't know Nikki Bella was making an appearance. And then I saw it was Mandy Rose. I said, "All right, okay." I like the fitted. I like the hat gear. The hat game. I respect the hat game. And shout out, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. I credit the Five Below because good stuff. Yes, the snapback. Yes, I had to. As soon as she was talking, I was like, all right, I should wear a snapback. I do agree with you what you said about the little time, and I really wish they just had more time. I really do. I see you, War Man. I see you. I really, really wish that they got more time. I feel that last match took away from it. There was a little bit of drama. I mean, I said this to you. I said this. I was so mad at that outcome. I was so mad. Like I said, oh, this got to be the end. I imaged in my head that this finish was going to be Asuka against Nikki Cross. I forget what year of NXT, but they did like a superplex from the ladder to the table. So I said, oh, cool. So this is a great way for her to lose the title. And she didn't. Alba Dawn shows up, and I'm sitting there saying, yo, I thought you was going to be a part of Skimmish, and you're not. You just called. I was just so upset, but they got an emotion out of me, and I think they did a great job out of that because I really was looking for Mandy to lose. Was the better Bella? Okay. I just wasn't big on them. I couldn't, You're muted.
Yeah, no, Nikki was definitely my favorite. I think they both obviously had things that they brought to the table, but I always kind of gravitated more towards Nikki just because I watched Total Divas. Like, I was such a Total Divas fan, and I just like resonated with her personality. Like, I think she's really likable outside of like how she plays the heel in wrestling. So I really, really liked her.
I watched a few episodes of that show. I think my favorite thing was they were able to screen Dean Ambrose being Dean Ambrose. And there's this one episode where someone I think stole something from Renee, and he hopped over. Yeah, and he jumped over. And I said, like I think reality show. I think some stuff is scripted and stuff like that, which is fine if you're entertained by it, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I said, that's really Dean Ambrose. I said, like, that wasn't acting. That was really him. And I just thought that was great. What was I going to get at?
JD, I literally love reality shows. I will watch it. Like, I'm a reality show hoe. Like, any reality show, well, it depends. But I'd say about 95% reality shows, I will more than likely watch it.
And this is where we do a cheap plug. You can catch them on Wednesday reviewing a reality show talking about the challenge. So there's that.
It comes at 9:30.
There we go, at 9:30. Tune in. But Mandy retained. Alba Dawn, I guess she still have feud with Alba. I guess there's stuff that's just haven't been cleared, and now she wants revenge. And I'm interested to see what they do with her. I mean, I've seen a little bit of her work. I've said it before, I didn't watch a whole lot of NXT UK. I know her for the Mae Young Classic. She was in that one match. It got bounced. I forgot who she faced. It was someone. They did a really good lion tamer. Lion tamer is like my favorite, second favorite submission move. Obviously, it's the sharpshooter. It gets the job done every time. But Mandy retains. Huh?
I will have to look it up to remember who that was.
Well, I'll tell you what. Just put someone angry at Bill Goldberg. You'll remember who he is. But we got here. What was it? Okay, so who's going to take the NXT Women's Championship off Mandy? I just really, I don't know. I would love to see what the Iron Survivor match looked like, and then I could have an idea. I was telling Shay an idea that came to my mind and I was booking because I in my mind envisioned Alba winning, and I said she could hold the title for maybe 2-3 months. No, it had to be a long run, obviously, but she holds the title for a bit, and eventually she has a match against Cora, and Cora can win the championship. In my mind, I was thinking something similar to when DIY broke up. Obviously, Johnny was on his own for a bit. Tommaso Ciampa came back from injury. Eventually, he had that title shot against Aleister Black on a random episode of NXT, mind you, and won. And I said that kind of you could. Like, let's not necessarily take that whole match, but use some kind of outline of blueprint, a little bit of that. So I was thinking that's how I was thinking. So when it comes down to who's taking the title off Mandy, I just want to see who's going to be in this match, and then I could have an idea from there. Because I think Roxanne, could she be ready? Sure, but I would like for her to take it off Cora. But that's just my wacky booking. So I don't necessarily know. We got JD say Wendy Chu. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be Wendy Chu. I don't see that. I don't see her being in the picture. I see her doing other things. Matter of fact, a person, you know who I could think now in that for a woman in the Iron Survivor match? Tiffany. What? Where's she been? Tiffany.
I miss her, Queen Tiffany. We need you, girl. Like, I feel like how Avatar fans feel like he really left us when we needed her the most. Like, she's left us when we need her the most. Girl, come here. Come take this title.
Avatar? You mean the movie? I don't know what you...
The anime.
You watched that?
A little bit. Not too much.
So don't act like you know anything about that. A little bit.
I know the basics. I watched a little bit of it, but not like enough to be like, yeah, I'm
Here Avatar. We go. Once again, with you
the outfits. Like, I can't claim to be like a super fan, but I definitely watched. You're a hater, and that's what it comes down to.
Yep. A matter of fact, I'm gonna drink some of my hateration right now.
As you should. Take a big.
There we go. Life. How you doing? But that was NXT. We were able to get this done under an hour. That was pretty. It was a decent show. It was solid. Tiffany. I bet you had that in your back pocket for a minute, Jeffrey. Like, look at that. He thought he was so clever with that one.
They're sitting. They're sitting now. Now they're sitting.
I didn't look that deep, but I believe you. There you go. I probably didn't see the pictures. We'll do some quick plugs here. On Mondays, you can catch. We're not even going to put the whole thing up. You've seen the pictures. You know, you guys follow us here on Unpopular Review, and I know you guys tune in. You can catch Mike Knox. He does something called Perfect Plex. He's on Monday at 6. He talks. He's very loud. And I hold a gripe against him because when we were at WrestleMania weekend, when we hung out, he body slammed me. And I don't think that was nice. So hashtag not nice, Mike.
But what did you do for him to do that?
Oh, shut up. I didn't do anything. We were having a rumble. I was kicking executive consultant ass because I'm an athlete. He came out of nowhere and just picked me up and slammed me for no reason because I'm very light. And I didn't think that was nice. It's very rude stuff. Hashtag rude stuff. Obviously, you can catch NXT. We're here. We'll be here. Wednesday, All Elite Wrestling. The All Elite couple, they've been having technical difficulties, but they should be back tomorrow. But once again, if you follow us for everything, you'll see if you subscribe, you'll get that notification, and you can catch them on Wednesdays right after Dynamite went off the air. Also on the entertainment side, you have a show, you and Mike?
We do, yes. So tomorrow we will be having the challenge review at 9:30. We'll be going over episode, I believe it's 6 now. We're really getting into the numbers here, and it's getting tighter. And my faves are gonna have to go against each other, and it's very scary.
And we should be having some kind of entertainment. We're having a one shot. It's on Cyberpunk. So Adrian is tremendous. I wanted to answer George's question real quick, and another cheap plug here. Because he did mention what thoughts. I think it's shaping up pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Mia Yim being added, Rhea Ripley being added. It's definitely interesting. I know we had a conversation before about like war games, and I just didn't think like they were going to do any kind of mixed tag thing. So it was going to be women and men. And I felt for the men, they were definitely going to use Bloodline because the Bloodline has bothered everybody on the main roster. So it made sense to have them. Now with Kevin Owens out, it makes me wonder, because Kevin Owens was the last man to me. He was going to be the last man. Now he's hurt. It makes me wonder who they're going to replace him with. But I say all that thought to say, cheap plug here. It's in the links. We have an audio podcast. It's fun. We talk. There we go. It's such a nice logo too. It's we talk all wrestlings. We talk some wrestling news. We talk Monday Night Raw, NXT, a little bit of NXT because we're here all the time talking about it. We kind of review the pay-per-view PLE, if you will. It's all about wrestling, and we just talk wrestling. It's a great time. Random stories as well. And it's a good time. So you should check it out. It's on Mondays.
Yes, we will talk about that on the podcast.
We will, because I promise you, I'm not ordering that pay-per-view, but I will
see what I can online. I'm not.
There we go.
But
and they got some. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I will definitely see. And I have a lot more to say about the whole Bailey Bianca team thing, but I will save that for the podcast.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's fun, and I think that's all. That's everything. So, with that said, any last word, Cap?
The last words is, I'm actually not upset that Finn Balor lost that match the other day. You know why? Because Bobby Lashley is exhibiting very troubling behavior, and I didn't want Finn to be wrapped up into that. So I'm actually glad he didn't win.
One, two, three.
You know, I'm gonna say the last words. Last words with Jack. Right here, Finn got dominated yesterday. Let me tell you something.
Nobody gets it. You know who got dominated? Von Wagner tonight when he lost. Yeah.
Okay, you sit right there. Finn Balor got dominated. What happened? When Finn had that match with Seth Rollins in 2016, which was a great match. He had the Heart of Ireland, and he was able to overcome everything. He won that for sure. He won that 2016. But let me tell you what Seth had. He have the Heart of Drip, and he dripped all over Balor, which sounds awful, and I apologize that I give that visual, but he dominated him like I knew he would. I was so proud of Seth freaking Rollins. You know, Shay likes to make this lie that Finn is on this undefeated streak, 6-month undefeated streak. Just lying. That's wild. That is wild. That's deep. Discovered fire. That wow. That he had that in his back pocket for a minute right there. She can't even get it together. He says Finn's tights are holding him back. I had no idea.
Exactly. He needs to get rid of that. We need to see the power lied in the thigh. The power lies in the thigh. I agree, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, you're just nasty. Just like very, very nasty. That's the show. We're gonna end it here. And we say we'll see you guys next week. What? Oh no.
I love that idea.
And that is a lovely way of ending the show. Night, folks. You guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next week.